Welcome to User and I, the channel where I explore all things UX and UI design. And we're back with part 2 of our redesign. And what we're going to be doing is redesigning this header here. First things first, I'm going to start with adding a title just so it contextualizes the rest of the page. So what was really important for me here is to try and pull out as much as I can from the header that was existing, because it's not that the information was incorrect, I just felt it was laid out in a way that didn't quite serve the purpose of the page. So I wanted to go with a header and a subtitle. I feel like this area could maybe serve as giving the customer a bit more information about what's going to happen on the page or what they can benefit from on this landing page, because ultimately they are trying to sell something and I thought that would be important. So the text I pulled out, I went with a sans serif font to match the heading, but also a semi-bold for the most important part, just to bring out a really key point for the customer. The next part of my process was to build out some USPs. USPs are a great way to drive your value proposition of any landing page, so for this area it was really important for me to pull out some key points from that previous block of text we had on the old landing page and just bring them to the forefront a little, make them a bit more digestible for the customer. My next step was to take the colours from the existing landing page and bring it into my design so I can tie it back in with the brand. So I've gone with the gradient that I had at the top, which actually did work, but I wanted to use it in a different way. I did feel at this point that it was a bit too, it maybe felt a bit corporate, maybe a bit too servicey, I guess, and it could have done with a bit more personality. I think this is one thing I love about design as well, because it's always a process. You start somewhere and then you end up somewhere else. What I did like about the existing landing page is that they did have an image near the top of the page, and that's what I wanted to bring into this area here. So it made sense for me to left the lander text and then start adding in some imagery here in a similar style that they had. So they had a rounded edge on the existing website, and that's what I decided to go with. For those of you who don't have the Unsplash plugin in Figma, I highly recommend it. It's the easiest and quickest way for me to add images to my designs. So I feel like this started to add a bit more character to the page. It kind of made it stand out a little bit more, instead of just having a text and a call to action at the top. As I mentioned, we've mirrored the same styling in terms of border radius on the header as well, and this is where we ended up, pretty much. I quite like it. I think it's a really big step up from what we had before, and in the next video we're going to be building upon this by designing the reviews next, or fleshing out the reviews and seeing how we get on there. Let me know your thoughts and what you think about this so far, and I'll see you on the next video.